whoever's going to be lucky enough to get a session with you would really benefit tremendously, whether they're an individual just looking for clarity in your own personal life, or really a business with many teams. So my name is Athena, born in New York, raised in San Francisco, lived all over the world. I play the fiddle, Irish fiddle, lived in Ireland and London, New York for 6 years, and now Italy for 20 years. Here I am in the midst of guests every day, 3 guest houses, tastings, tours, distributors, kids, activities. I'm still on tour. I tour as a violinist, Irish fiddle player. So I just got back from Ireland actually last night, very late. And life is full. In my day, there's just one emergency, a guest coming, somebody needs direction, somebody needs their order filled, somebody's credit card was declined online, updating, the guest coming. It's just so many interruptions that I felt completely overwhelmed, and I felt like I was failing at everything because nothing was getting finished. There was half a website, half a wine club, no marketing to speak of. Tons of people, lots of emails and correspondence, and no systems in place to really make that work for us and use that as a resource rather than just a time waster. Not a waster, but I mean using all our time without maintaining contact. So that's where I was at, and pretty overwhelmed. For me, the performance session was like laying the foundation, because there were so many limiting beliefs and kind of obtuse perspectives that I was living through. Like, I can't get help. I can't delegate. I can't, my time is not worth, being more of the leader. I have to be one of the serfs. So there was a lot of limiting beliefs that were exposed and confronted and during that performance session. And I think without that, none of the business stuff could be possible, because first it's about really putting enough value on myself and my team and to create systems that are worthy of working for us. But the journey of that session started before we even met on the meeting, because you had sent me a questionnaire to complete, some questions to complete with my husband. We own the business together. And that's for me when the thinking started, already going through that questionnaire and realizing, how our perspectives differ sometimes, how little clarity I have on very important foundational elements of a business. It was like, wow, I really have a better idea of where I need to, to focus, to gain clarity. And for me, that's really fundamental, because I've been trying to kind of throw mud at the wall and working really hard and seeing what sticks. And with the perspective that you have over all those different skill sets and being in internet marketing and, business development and scalability and all these things, you can really be very specific about how I spend my time and where I focus. And so we just scratched the surface during that call, and you gave me an incredible overview, putting systems in place. And I've been, throughout the last 2 weeks, I'll be somewhere and all of a sudden something will pop into, that's a system that I could create by making a Loom video for a virtual assistant, who could do that for me, who could actually input all that data from all the tastings we had today and send them a little welcome email, personalized, so the idea of creating, using my time to really design systems that then let other people do some of the things that I can just oversee rather than doing daily. There's so much. Our mission statement, again, going back to basics of just really clarifying our message and our messaging, and then creating resources that all of our staff could use, making those more available, creating ease and access to basic documents. But the biggest one for me was that possibility of scaling and maybe delegating some of the social media posting and the website maintenance and all that. Whoever's going to be lucky enough to get a session with you would really benefit tremendously, whether they're an individual just looking for clarity in your own personal life, or really a business with many teams.